Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So last time we calculated the number of different kinds of burritos there are at Chipotle. Now let's wrap up this discussion by calculating the number of options for every other item. Also, really quick, if you haven't seen part 1, you should, since I'm going to be using a lot of what we covered there to save time. I'm also not going to go into as much detail explaining things. But before we actually start, we're going to be assuming the same things from last time for each item. We're only allowing 0 to 3 times the normal portion of any item. Only multiples of half portions are allowed. And no weird orders. So with all that out of the way, let's get started. So let's start off with bowls. Now we could write out a whole product for the number of bowls taking into account every possible ingredient, but we don't have to. This is because a burrito is just taking everything in a bowl and putting it into a tortilla. So to find the number of different bowls, we just need to take the product that gave us the number of different kinds of burritos and remove the factor we included for the tortilla. Plugging this into Wolfram gives us nearly 3 trillion. Now let's move on to salads. We can again save a lot of time by taking our product from the burrito and just modifying it. A salad is just the inside of a burrito on a bed of lettuce with salad dressing on the side. So we just need to take out the tortilla factor and insert factors for the lettuce and vinaigrette. For the lettuce, we have 1 category and 6 cups, giving us 7 choose 6 or 7 different options. This will, however, count some salads with no lettuce, aka bowls, so we need to subtract 1 from this. As for the vinaigrette, since we can have half portions, we'll just have a factor of 4 here. This means that there are just over 80 billion different kinds of salads. Now let's move on to the kids' meals. Let's bend the rules here since the space in the kids' meals is so small that 3 times the normal amount of anything wouldn't fit. So we'll let the maximum amount of an ingredient be 2 times the normal portion. So for the quesadilla meal, this means that we have 13 possible options for each side, giving us 16 choose 4. Now the meat can either be in the tortilla or on the side, adding a factor of 2. The meat itself has 6 options, contributing a factor of 10 choose 4. The meal also comes with one of 3 drinks, plain milk, chocolate milk, or apple juice. Lastly, there is a choice of either a bag of chips or a piece of fruit. That covers everything except the quesadilla. We need to account for both the tortilla and the amount of cheese. We have 2 kinds of tortillas and we have 5 choose 4 options for the amount of cheese. Multiplying all of these gets us over 28 billion options. The kids build your own is a whole nother story. We again have 16 choose 4 for the 2 sides. Now for the other compartment, you can either get a meat or a guac, giving us a factor of 210. Now since the kids meals have 2 tortillas and there are 3 kinds, we tack on a factor of 5 choose 2. Lastly, the drink inside will give us the same numbers as before. After multiplying everything, we get over 7 billion. Now that takes care of most things. But now, we move on to the item at Chipotle, whose number of options is simply ridiculous. Tacos. Here, we again need to bend the rules. Let's first find out just how many options there are for a single taco. We'll assume the same rules we set earlier apply for a single taco. For the rice, we have 2 options and 6 cups, and so we have 8 choose 6 options of rice. The beans give us the same thing, 8 choose 6. And the fajitas give us... wait a second. Haven't we seen this before? That's right, a single taco has exactly the same number of options as a burrito. That's because we have the same number of options for each part of a burrito as we do for the corresponding part of a taco. So for a single taco, we have over 8 billion options. Now you might think we could just cube this number to get the number of options for a set of tacos, but that's not exactly correct. To see why, notice that if we only had 2 different kinds of tacos available, red or blue, then we couldn't just cube 2 to get 8 different orders of tacos because certain combinations would be repeats. Now some people are really picky, but I don't think anyone would say their tacos were made incorrectly if the carnitas taco is between the chicken tacos instead of next to them. This is actually the difference between permutations and combinations of the elements of a set. Both count the number of ways to arrange objects, but each uses different criteria. Combinations care about the order of the elements, just like the combination of a lock, while permutations don't consider the order, just like a shopping list. Thus, the number of possible combinations of a set is usually less than the number of possible permutations. To avoid this, we'll do exactly as we've been doing. Use the function r_n. In this case, we'll have over 8 billion different kinds of tacos and 3 cups. Now this means that we will have 8 billion plus 3 spaces from which we need to select 3 for the cups. Thus, the number of different 3 taco sets is 8 billion, choose 3, or over 1.13 times 10 to the power of 38. However, since you can get either 3, 2, or 1 taco, we need to calculate the number of options for a set of 2 and 1 taco. In the 2 taco case, we will have 8 billion plus 2 spaces and need to select 2 of them for the cups. This gives us 8 billion choose 2, or 3.6 times 10 to the power of 25. For the set of a single taco, we'll have 8 billion plus 1 spaces and need to select 1 for the cup, giving us 8 billion choose 1, or 8 billion. Okay, so now we add these up to get the number of possible sets of tacos, or over 1.1 times 10 to the power of 38. The reason this is insane is that if we add everything up to get the number of all the options at Chipotle, we get over 1.1 times 10 to the power of 38. You might notice that this is exactly the same as the number of tacos. This is because the number of possible tacos makes up 99.9999999999999999999999999% of all the possible options at Chipotle. If you want to learn more about combinations and permutations, check out Khan Academy's videos on the topics. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video. Have an absolutely great day, and I'll see you next time.